It's the ride home. I listened to the Jonesy show today, and there's one section of his program where he was talking about, and he's talked about this before, but he hasn't talked about it in such a long time. There's basically, it's a cancer virus that is self-replicating and self-replenishing. It's called the Lazerus Cell. And it's basically being engineered. That's why the cancers are off the charts. They're experimenting with cancers so that they can harness it and turn it into a immortality technology. And man, that's horrifying to me. And you know, basically they're going to, you know, they're going to release this cancer gene cell that onto the public so that they can test it and muster it so that by the time it's ready for use on elites, it'll be perfect. But they'll release it on the general public as like a vaccine for cancer, right? Cancer vaccine. They're not already putting cancer cells into vaccines, right? But anyway, it's going to create this pandemic, and people are going to have, you know, they're going to be alive. They're going to be considered zombies. They're going to be alive. They're going to be in a lot of, from what I can tell, excruciating pain. But they're not going to be able to die from it. And that just takes me right to the book of Revelation, where it says, "And men will wish to die, but death shall flee from them." And then later, these people will be thrown into the lake of fire, where they will be consumed forever. It's like, wow. How literal do you have to get, man? I mean, are we not living in the days of Noah? Are we not living in the days of Noah? Google this stuff, find it out for yourself. And also I spent part of the afternoon listening to old Bill Cooper recordings from his show, The Time of the Hour. I forgot how much that guy was really on target with his analysis, man. The guy was smart. You know, he got into the alien connection for a bit, but he kind of dumped that for Mystery Babylon. But I think he figured out that it was all just a ploy to get people distracted at first, but also part of the predictive programming, so that they could later fake a alien invasion whenever that comes. But he realized that all of this stuff it all goes back to Mystery Babylon, to the occult religions of the earth, going back all the way to Nimrod. then I also listened to a Steve Quayle interview, and it's just like, wow, man, if you can make all the connections, if you can put all these things together, you realize that they all point to the same source. They all go back to the fallen angels during the antediluvian period. And here we are. As it was, so it shall be. There's nothing new under the sun. Things that are going on today are the things that were going on before the time of the flood. Make no mistake. But at the same time, like I spoke of this morning, there's this latter day outpouring of the Spirit that's just, I can't even say it's just over the horizon, because we're cresting that hill now. I mean, the horizon, we are at the event horizon. I'm looking at it. It is right in front of my face, the event horizon. We are entering into those days. We have fully entered into the beginnings of sorrows. And the only people who don't seem to be paying much attention to it are Americans. Snot-nosed, oversized toddler Americans. We're given that greasy grace, sloppy agape gospel. Go hither and thither in our little bumper cars, getting into accidents, going on mindlessly through our lives, playing on little phone apps. I'm a victim of it too. I'm been greatly diminishing my access to media, computer entertainment, and all that. Drastically reducing my intake of that, because I know it's all just garbage. It's all just garbage. You can only handle so much, you know. Even in the so-called truth movement, you can only just take so much before you're on overload. You just go blah, and you just have like a verbal diarrhea on your neighbor. Verbally vomit all over somebody, and then they're just like, "Ooh, wow, stay away from that guy. He's just, whoa, he's got issues." Yeah, I've got issues. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I would rather be informed and prepared than be blissfully ignorant of the danger that we're in. My people perish for lack of knowledge.